Okay, today I thought we'd take a look at Staroid 1 and Sir Galaxy. Now both these robots were produced back in 1979. Staroid 1 was made in Japan, and Sir Galaxy, if I remember right, and I don't remember, so I'm going to have to take a look, Hong Kong. Here's a sticker on his back that gives you a lot of the info. You'll see he's got some yellowing due to UV light. Staroid has a little bit on his control, but the robot itself is still quite nice and white. And here's his sticker down there for information. Now, of the two, I like the Staroid better because it's more boxy. I don't really care for the round, plump Sir Galaxy look. Functionally, they both are basically the same. They both use 3D cells, a 9-volt in the robot and a 9-volt in the transmitter. Again, 3D cells, 9-volt in the robot, 9-volt in the transmitter. The transmitters are quite different. On the Staroid, you select whether you're going forward, left, or right. You have an alarm button to make a tone. You have a push button. It's a walkie-talkie, so if you push that and talk here, your voice will come out of the robot. And of course, a volume control for that. And the 9-volt battery goes here. And on the robot itself, if you wanted to call back to the transmitter, you have a talk button that you push here, and then anything you say here will come out of the robot there. You have the same alarm button sound, main on-off switch. Very similar. Here you've got your main on-off switch, you have the alarm button, and you've got the push-to-talk button. A little microphone in this case is in the ear, speakers in the chest. But the transmitter is a bit different. Instead of being on two frequencies with two antennas like this one, they've combined it one way or another and do basically one walkie-talkie. You've got the push-to-talk, you've got your main on-off and volume. Then you have a push-to-walk button. So you push that whenever you want the robot to walk. But here you have a knob, and it's not a switch. It doesn't like click left, forward, or right. It's like a potentiometer. And so you've got, that's left. Then eventually if you move it here, both motors in the field are running. They'll be forward and then right. And then you have your alert, they call it, or alarm, down there. The interesting thing about, well, in both these cases, these would be robots that I picked up at swap meets because they wasn't all that excited about owning them. But again, they were robot toy history, and they were from 1979. So when I found them cheap enough, I went ahead and got them. This particular one, even though the radio is engaging and working right, I'm not getting much of the talking action. If I talk into here, I can faintly hear the voice there. When I push the talk to here, this will stop hissing, which means it has an RF connection, but I'm not hearing my voice come back. So maybe the little mic is disconnected. I don't know. But the walking functions work. Now, this one over here is just the opposite. I'm not right now able to get the walking functions to operate. The motors work, because randomly the motors will turn on and it'll start moving, but not under my control. And the talking buttons, not so much. Again, a little bit of the voice back and forth, a lot of squealing, a lot of noise. Not super good, you know what I mean? So, on this one here, let's take a look at the bottom. They're rather large robots. This one's quite heavy. So on the bottom you see you've got front idler wheels, and then back here you have the motor-driven wheels. And the feet are set at an angle, but the wheels, as you can see, are actually perpendicular. And the feet have the phony movement type thing, which is a common effect. So there it is on. Let's turn this on so you can hear normal walkie-talkie type sound. That's the push-to-talk mode. Hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. I can faintly hear the hellos coming out of the robot, but not very loud. The push to walk button, right now I have it, let's turn it to the left. And the robot turned to the left. Let's move it to the right. And it moved to the right. And let's move this to the forward. And there it is, forward. So that's pretty much what you could do. Is you had a walkie-talkie that you could steer around. And there was that alarm button that you could push up on the robot's head, and the push-to-talk was here. And you can hear when the hiss goes away when I push the robot's button. So we know we have a good RF connection, but it's not really sending any sound signal. I don't know, maybe some of the problem could be the batteries that I have. I know this particular 9-volt battery is only putting out about 8 volts, but I don't know. That should be enough for it to function, you would think. I'm trying to get the battery out, and I don't have any fingernails. It's a tight fit in this unit. I'm going to move them over to the Staroid. There we go. There. Lay you down. And this is the 8-volt battery. That's only has 8 volts left in it according to the voltmeter. Put that in the transmitter. And back. Here's your D cells. And the 9 volts. Oh, knocked the D cell right onto the ground. Okay, so in this guy, load up the D cells. And which one's positive? So I'm going to turn that off for just a second. Let's get the remote. Well, as you can see, this one transmits quite well. The rope and the sounds coming out of the robot there. Let's try it the other way. Getting a little feedback because we're too close together, but that worked. But right now when I'm pushing the move buttons, I'm not getting any movement out of the robot. All kinds of nice noises. Now this is the lower battery. So it might just be some of my problems right here are this 9-volt battery that last I checked only had 8 volts in it. I just bought new 9-volt batteries the other day, but I haven't brought them out here yet. Gonna have to do that because it might just be that I need the better 9-volt battery in this transmitter to get things to work right. But the walkie-talkie part works, so I kind of would have thought the transmit to the foot motors would work. As you can see, every now and then the robot was moving on its own from static, so we know that the motors themselves and gears, it's just like the other one, 2 idlers, and these 2 are motor driven, are working. So at any rate, for better or for worse, that would be your Staroid 1 and your Sir Galaxy from 1979.